Hi guys, I'm Piyush Agarwal and welcome back to my channel. So in the previous video, we had completed with the initialization phase, and in this phase, we have completed the state. Now, in this video, we are going to complete the get transaction data state. Okay, so let's move forward and enter into the state. So over here, this check stop signal has no issues with us. This works when the bot is connected with orchestrator. Now we will go to the try block and open the workflow. Now in this state, the actual transaction data works like we add the data on which we want to do some kind of process. For this, this is simply out transaction item equals to data row. And one more thing over here, we have to assign that if the transaction numbers are greater than the rows count, that means no more data is left to be processed. Then set the out transaction item to nothing. Okay, and I will just set transaction item to nothing. Okay, then we have got if out transaction item is not nothing, then what to do? Out transaction ID, this should be as it is. Now what we need to change is these two fields. Okay, so for this out transaction field one, in this one what we need is the fee header column. Let's go back to our input file. So our major concern is this fee header. On this one we need to do some process, and rest data we can get directly from the data table. So I will get this how, like 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So basically this is the ninth column. So either I can get it by index, or to be more efficient we can get this using this fee header value. Okay, I will just copy this, and over here I can write out transaction item, and in this value dot to string. Okay, this way we can do this, but I would suggest that we can also get this through the config file. Why? Because this is our like a column on which the complete bot will be depended on the core, one of the core parts. And what if in future again the system changes, the fee head value stuff, the fee head they just increase that these are fee headers, make it that, then we don't want to come over for the client to come to us and open the bot to do anything. So instead of doing this way, hard coding something, we will set it in the config file. Here in the constants, I will just write um, fee header, okay, or Excel fee header, and over here I will just paste header for different fees given in input file. Now copy this, and instead of this one fee header, what need to write in config brackets open key value and then to string. Okay, there is some mistake. Let's see. In config fee header dot to string and another bracket close. Okay, this is another thing we are done with. And this one is out transaction field one. So what I will do in this, I will write the annotation. Let's edit it. So in this I will write fee headers data, or we can even do better. In actual, in the processing field we would need to split this data, or basically the requirement is to get this data array of different words. So what I will do now, I will change it to array of string. Okay, and now this string data will be split. I need to split it using two pipes. So what I can do, I will use this two pipes, and then here string split options dot none. Okay, if you okay, once let me tell you what is going on over here for better understanding. Out transaction item is a data row variable. Okay, it contains for every instance it contains a particular row of the Excel file. Then in config excel fee header dot to string, this part is used to index a particular column value. Like if I am on fifth row, then it will point to the fee header column of the fifth row. Then I am just converting it to string. So I have got the complete value of the fee header column as a string. Now I am converting to in an array using split, and we are splitting it based on these pipes. Okay, now this is a syntax. Like by default split, if you give just one parameter in double quotes, then it takes only a character value. If you want to give a string, so then we need to define it within an array. We can define any number of parameters and set string split options dot none. Okay, this is a VB expression. So now we have got an array with us, and our data table is with us. Out transaction item, this is the complete row. Okay, that's it. We don't need this, but still it's saying it is empty, so we won't need to change anything. You can remove this. I'm not removing. Maybe later when it is like complete, then we can go for removing such things. So I will just click on import arguments, and let's see, everything is fine over here. I don't think so. So our transaction field one right now is of string of array. We need to change it in the mains variable also. Here transaction field one changes to system.array, and added this annotation includes the fee headers data for each instance of row. Okay, now click on import arguments. Let's set this transaction field 1, field 2 is right, transaction data is proper. Okay, the error is gone. Now move to exception, these are proper. Then finally there is nothing. Okay, cool. We have set the data table right over here. There is our data row. Just need to check the data table. Transaction data is being passed. Okay, cool. That's it, done with the get transaction data. Now let's move forward to the processes transaction, and there is an error also. This is the transaction item only. So I will go to the variables arguments. Okay, there is nothing over here. First we will go to open workflow. Now in this, what we need to do, we need to do the current process, that is we need to find this value. Like right now in the process we will get all these datas. Let me show. In the arguments panel there is in transaction item, that is a data row, and we will add one more in transaction item 1, which is a system.string, and let's add annotation fee headers value. Let's save it, and now if I go to main, click on imports, I can write transaction at field 1. Okay, I will change this also, like since the name is transaction field 1, I will change this to transaction field 1 as well. Okay, cool. Now what I need to do, I need to find these values. From this I need 54,000 hostel fee and all. So how to do that? I have uh, like we have got a string which is like these are separated values. So first I will loop over each value. For that I will use for each, and over here let's give our in transaction field 1, set the object value to string. Now the key value, the dictionary key value in which we are going to store the data. So two things. First I will create an assign activity, and before that I want also need a regex. Let me re, it was I guess match, yeah, matches. So what we are going to do over in the process file, when we get this particular value, we will be using a regex to extract this particular value from it, and then we are going to keep it in a dictionary data variable that we had created in the first video, and the key value for the dictionary will be taken from the first word of this particular string. Okay, so let's click on configure regular expression. Our expression would be, let me create, click on advanced, then it's something like slash d, that is 0 or 9 digits, then plus there should be at least one digit should be there, then I want a full stop, that is for decimal values like 5 4 3, then a point should be there, then again it could be any number of digits. Okay, that's it for from this. And now let's check if we just copy this data, or basically it will work on this particular one. So let's go over here, test the text, it is getting the data exactly. And if I even like get all this complete row, all the values are being extracted properly. Okay, so let's save it. And the input string will be our item, and the result value is like fee value. This is a variable. Mm, this is currently a enumerable match. From this we will find the value that we need. Okay, so for that let me just now over here what we need, another thing is like our dictionary variable. Okay, so to add this value in inside the dictionary, we would also need that dictionary variable inside this process workflow. So for that again another key argument is required. So our dictionary variable's name is fee dictionary. So I will call it over here as io underscore fee dictionary. Okay, and its value would be in out, because once it's done, do we need it outside? The values are required, we will add them in this particular row, and then we will save it. No, we don't need it outside, so I will just keep it in. Add annotation, data variable, basically variable dictionary variable to store extracted fee values, and its type is dictionary. So let's go over here, system dot collections dot generic dot dictionary. Its value is string, comma object, right? Or was it different? Let me check it once more. Its value is string comma object only. Okay, cool. Save, go to main, again import in transaction field one fee dictionary. Okay, save, process. Now again, let me do few more things like I have added activities need to change their names and their work. So for each we header in um, if we header at an instance of row, fetch the key value using regex to extract amount, assign the amount to dictionary. Now I will do one thing, that over here it would be uh, in IOV dictionary. Wait, since it's only in, so no need of IO, just in would be there in fee dictionary, and I need to assign its key value. Okay, so for key value, it will be the first keyword of the item. Item is again, item defines like hostel fee sam1 hyphen 54,000. So if I just split it based on space, then the first word would be the key. Okay, first index position of the value. So item dot split at space character and zero value. Okay, dot to string. This is the key that I require. And okay, now its value. Its value will be get from fee value, and that we get by now its value is being extracted in the fee value, but over here we cannot directly assign the fee value to the dictionary. Fee value is an regular expression match. So what we will do, we will let fee value index position is 0, because fee value is a kind of enumerable, all the matches that are it might find out from the string, but we know in systematic way it will be only one match. Dot value, and let's convert it to decimal and save. Okay, this way it will be stored in the dictionary key value. Now few more things we need to do, like in the dictionary we have made sure that all the key values are small letter. Okay, like in the earlier video I made sure that it would be easy to know whether the keys are small or big. So I'm just adding a dot to lower function. Now one more thing we can do, what if the particular key is not in a dictionary? There could be a chance that um, like over here right now I can see there is a other, but in our scenario in the output table there is no other keyword. So we might, okay, we will later add it, but for now I will just use an if activity. If, and let me get this key value, that is item dot split. One second. In in fee dictionary dot keys. Okay, maybe let's just cut it. It was something like hmm, read only property. A dictionary gives as key collection. Okay, and contains this. Okay, so it means in feed dictionary there is a variable or keys. It will be listing an enumerable of all the keys that is present in the dictionary dot contains and check if it contains this particular key. Check if the key is present and assign it. Now if the key is not present, okay, then we will just log it, log message. By default the log level is always info. We will like inform the user that the key is not available in the dictionary. Which key? That is item dot split c 0 dot to string. Cool. Let's change it. Key not found. Okay, we have got the value, we have stored it in our data. Now what this particular thing will do for particular fee head, for each value it will get its data and store it in the dictionary. Now that particular dictionary has all the data for that, so let's move forward. Now we need to store this data inside our data table. Okay, so what we need to do, we will need our output data table also over here in which we can store the data. So let's call it IO. What's that called? Output data or something else that we had generated? Let me check over here. Let's go here. Okay, I cannot find the data table that we had created in the init block. Let's check it again. In the init all applications, in config, here the generate output data table. This is out transaction data. Why? Wait. This is something mistake. Out transaction data is the read input file, and this is not out transaction data. It should be something different. This is the output table that we are gonna create. So like output data. Okay, and let me call it out, add annotation, output data table, and convert it to system data table. Now over here, output data table. Guys, remember this part? We had set up this init all applications in the first video of this second video. Okay, so remember to do this particular change, that generate output data table variable should be output data, and read input file would be out transaction data. And now if I go back to main, I will have to create another variable over here, that is output data, and let me set it to system.data table, add annotation, output data table. And there is one more thing that we need to do. Before importing parameters, there is, where is that output data table? Okay, init all applications. mm, okay, cool, this is fine. Though like one of the the rules in UiPath is that if there is a data table, then you should also assign a DT in front of it, something like DT underscore output data table. Okay, but I don't think there won't be much required, as the argument type is defined as data table. Okay, so we can click on save, go back to main, import arguments, and set it as output data. Now in the process, let's create a data table, that is IO output data. Let's call it input output. Input output means this variable works inside and outside the workflow. Output data table with all required data, and its type is system or data table. Save, go back to main, click on import arguments. So over here, fee dictionary, output data. Okay, now we have got all our values inside the dictionary. Okay, now I just need to add it to my data row. So add data row. In this we will use array row. Now in we have to create an array which contains all the required values. So like from this input file, what I need this serial number, I need this roll number 0, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 0 to 8, those are the index values. So in transaction item, that is a row, data row, so I will just directly assign 0, and to string, that is my serial number. Now let me just copy this a few times. So first we have got serial number, then a third variable, that is university roll number, then student name, then something was there, I guess they were around 8, right? So let's just extend it more, 7 and 8. Now if we go back, let's check 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we need to define the fee head value. So we have all the fee head values inside our dictionary variable. So what we can do, I have to write each and every dictionary key value, or is there some way by which we can directly assign it over here? mm, Let me think. Okay, so for now what we can do is we will directly assign over here the dictionary keys, and the key values we will get from our file, that is, let me just click on OK, project, dictionary format, open the file. So these are our dictionary key values. So let's go over here and start appending. So first is bus, so it should be in on IO fee header. It's not coming. IO in fee header, fee dictionary. Okay, I will copy it. Now over here I need to write bus. Okay, then we have got another, after bus we have got hostel, then I have got tuition, then TV, utility engine. Okay, so we have added the data row and the data table would be our IO output data. Now, one thing I'm concerned is that here we are storing it as a that decimal value. Okay, but this is in actual an object. When it gets stored as an object. Okay, this thing we will see later. I'm not sure. Most likely we will have to convert over here each value into a decimal value. Or let me check. Yeah. So by default, it's the dictionary of string comma object. So it will return as an object, and we need to convert it into a decimal. So let's write CDBL before all this complete data. CDBL stands for convert to decimal, or sorry, double. Okay, so we are done with this. Now this is basically add required data to output. Okay, this is going to add required data. Cool. Now I will just write the steps over here for easy understanding. So we go over here. I will go to text. I can write over here like fetch fee value from each fee header and store in dictionary fee header using regex. For easy understanding, I can just write it over here as well. Then second, store it in dictionary variable for easy access of data. Third, store required data inside an output data table. Okay, so guys, I guess we have finished with the process workflow as well. This will store the data. Okay, now we are left with final touches that we will complete in the last video. Okay, wait, before ending I will just sort out this error. Let me check where it's coming. Okay, in the finally block, let's open this send transaction data. Also we will sort this error here. Let's go to variables arguments. So in transaction field is of string type. We are using a system.string. That's why we got the error. Okay, that's it. And just save, go back to main, click on import argument, set it as transaction field 1. Okay, error is gone. Okay, cool. Guys, we will do the last steps of the end process in the next video. See you guys. Hope you like this video, and I hope you are watching from the starting of the series, because if you have not watched the previous videos, you won't understand the proper working of this RE framework and how to move forward from initialization to end process. Okay, guys, see you in the next video. Bye.